happy 4th, as I said. So it's like happy 4th, happy summer. It's like eating summer food. A lot of you guys are going to the beach, or like this dog is tubing down the river, lakes, wherever you might go, or you might be staying at home and celebrating. I want to first of all wish you and your animal companions very, very happy, safe 4th. And so, did you know that July 5th, at least here in America, is the busiest day in most shelters? It's the day that the most animals are brought to shelters. Why? Because it's scary for them, and the slightest little thing, they get lost, and then they end up in shelters if they're lucky. So let's get ready now. What can you do to prepare? What you can do right now with your animal companions is, even if they don't go outside, they could accidentally get outside. So make sure you have their ID tag up to date. It's like with a collar or whatever you have. Just make sure that it's up to date. And for horses, you see that little thing, a halter. That would be for horses. So if you have horses and you let them out in the fields, the pastures, wherever, have some kind of identification on the halters so that if something happens and they're lost, they can get back to you easily. And also take a photo. So who doesn't like to take photos of their animals, right? So take a photo, a current photo, like take a photo now, today, of your animal companion. Take one of their head, so you can clearly see their face, see their eyes. Take one of their full body so that people can see the identifying markings, their markings. It's really important. And make sure everything's really nice and clear, and have several photos ready. So if for some reason they go missing, you can pull those photos and just get them out to everybody right away. Because having had a lost animal that was returned 2 months later, we found her. But you need to act immediately. I'm not kidding. So just be ready, be prepared, and then nothing's going to happen. I have Rescue Remedy up there. What's that? Well, I'm going to share with you what Rescue Remedy is, how it works, how you can use it yourself, and also how you can use it with your animals. So stick around for that and have a plan. So right now, make a plan. How are you going to keep your animals safe? Whether you go away, whether you have people over to your place, how are you going to keep your animals safe? Anxious and sensitive animals. You know who they are. A lot, especially, well, my kitties, whenever they hear thunder or fireworks or something, they run under the bed. So they know how to take care of themselves. But there's a lot of dogs that have very serious anxiety, and they're very sensitive. Think about it. Why are they so sensitive? They feel things we don't. Most of them are walking on 4 legs. So they have 4 on the ground. They feel the energies that we don't. They're much more sensitive than we are. We kind of have numbed ourselves out. And also, they can hear a bazillion times more than we can. So they're obviously very, very sensitive. So something that's loud to us is 10 times louder to them. Okay, I don't know the number, but anyhow, it's really, really loud to them. So they can become very terrified, panicked. And again, I'm going to suggest there are things that you can do to help and support them. So you're anxious and sensitive dogs, cats, indoor animals, or outdoor animals. You can give them Rescue Remedy. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, the hows. For dogs, there's something called a thunder shirt, and now you can buy them. I first learned about them, and you just took an ace bandage and you wrapped it around very gently, but it kind of fits them kind of like a snug hug, I guess you could say. Or I guess, what do you call it for babies, swaddling them? You're just kind of wrapped and you're hugged. And for some reason, somehow, this seems to help them with their anxiety, helping them to be a little more calm and grounded and centered, and just not, it's horrible to be scared, right? All of us get scared. Also, have some relaxing music ready for when the fireworks go off. And here, fireworks are going to be going off all weekend, not just on the actual 4th of July date. So if you hear fireworks, you can have this music ready. So have some nice, it might be classical music, not the 1812 overture. Those are cannons going off. I promise, my marching band when I was in college, we had like the cannons from Fort Knox came to our football stadium, and as we were playing the 1812 overture, and you know the part where the cannons go off? Boom. Real cannons were going off. The whole stadium was like, so don't play that, the 1812 overture. Have something nice, quiet, peaceful. And another thing you might do with them is just hang out with them, be with them, pet them. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to pet the microphone. But, pet them, help them relax, and you can relax. It's just anything you can do to help calm them when it's, fireworks time. And the same thing happens for some animals with thunder. Any kind of a loud, disturbing noise. They're anxious, they're sensitive. Let's help them, let's support them. And just, have that as part of your plan for the fireworks time. And so keeping them safe away from home. When it comes to fireworks displays and parades and those kinds of things, really the best thing to do to keep them safe is to leave them at home. But if you insist on bringing them with you, don't leave them in the car, locked up. Even with the windows rolled down that much, have you ever sat in a hot car, like on a day like it's so hot and humid here where I am? Just 1 second, it would be sweltering, and like for me, you can't breathe. And if you leave them in the car, just don't do that, okay? Don't. You don't want it's bad, wouldn't want to do it, right? Remember a president that would say that wouldn't be prudent. So if you have a dog or other animal, have a good leash. Make sure it's securely fastened to where it's fastened on them, whether it's a collar or a harness, and then put your hand through that little loopy thing and hold on tight. You have a good connection between you, the dog, keeping them safe. It's our responsibility. And why do I have check fences? Well, that could be for dogs and other animals that you let out in your yard. But what I'm talking about here for fences and fence lines is for people with horses, cows, sheep, other kinds of, I guess they say livestock, but I don't like that term. But anyhow, check your fence lines. I know some of you have bazillions of acres, but they can get scared. They hear the fireworks and they break through the fences. So just make sure, just double check. It might be a good time to just go out, check your fences. So those are some things that you can do when you're away from home and at home to check and keep yourself safe. But now, coming back home, say you have a whole lot of people coming over, or some friends, some family coming over to celebrate. You're having a cookout. You're, just having a great time. Bring your animals inside when it's fireworks time. I know you might want to have them out with you, but don't take a chance. Bring them inside. Make sure they're safe. Also, be aware if you're grilling out, hot grills, charcoal lighter, matches, all of those kinds of things. Dogs, cats, and other animals can become very curious because we're all hanging around that stuff. So just be aware of them and keep them safe so they don't hurt themselves. Sparklers, keep sparklers away from the animals. Just some common sense kinds of things. But don't use human insect repellent on your animals. It can be poisonous and really affect them in ways that just aren't good at all. So there are animal grade insect repellents. So just don't use that around them. And also citronella products, they can be poisonous for animals if they get a hold of them. And also be aware of where your animals are. Your dog's trying to hang out with you, just what they're doing, just to keep safe. The next day, or cleaning up. So if there have been fireworks anywhere near you, around you, just go looking for, fireworks debris, leftover food that could, not good for your animals to eat. Also, skewers that if you were barbecuing, and little pointy things, and sparklers too, and broken glass. just be aware that could be out there. Just do a cleanup, looking around, and to protect your animals, and it also would protect wild animals too. So that's pretty much it for keeping everybody safe. So having a wonderful, happy 4th of July. Happy 4th!